Tuition Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Joseph as a leader. Joseph's early life and arrival in Egypt. Joseph was the son of Jacob and Rachel. He was his father's favorite because he was the child of his old age. His brothers hated him and eventually sold him to strangers for 20 shekels of silver. Joseph was taken to Egypt. He was sold to Potiphar. In Egypt, he worked hard for his master and was eventually made the chief steward. Potiphar's wife seduced him and tried to lure him to sleep with her, but Joseph refused to sleep with her. She then told lies about him, and Joseph was thrown into prison. While Joseph was in prison, he interpreted dreams for Pharaoh's chief butler. Joseph, the governor of Egypt. Pharaoh had 2 dreams. He called all the magicians and wise men, but none could interpret the dreams. The chief butler then remembered Joseph, who had interpreted his dreams in prison. Joseph was brought out of the prison to interpret the dreams of Pharaoh. After the interpretation, Joseph recommended to Pharaoh to appoint a wise and discreet man as governor over the land. He further suggested that overseers should also be appointed to assist the governor. Joseph was made the governor of Egypt by Pharaoh because the Spirit of God was with him. Joseph was 30 years when he became the governor of Egypt. Joseph reconciles with his brothers. When Joseph's brothers first visited Egypt, he sold grains to them, but did not reveal his identity to them. Instead, he called them spies and threatened to imprison and torture them. On their second visit, Joseph had a change of heart and decided to forgive and reconcile with his brothers. He asked all his officers and workers to leave his room and was left alone with his brothers. He then wept aloud and said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" His brothers were shocked. They felt guilty and speechless as they found out that the person they hated and eventually sold into slavery was present before them as the governor of Egypt. They thought he was going to punish them for the way they treated him in the past, but Joseph asked them not to feel bad because what they did was in accordance with God's plan. It was what they did that brought him to where he is now. He asked them to go home and bring their father and their entire family and property to come and stay in Egypt for the duration of the famine. To seal the reconciliation, Joseph wept over his immediate brother Benjamin. He kissed his brothers one after the other and wept upon them. Then they felt forgiven. They then felt free to talk to Joseph.